currently traveling for work. Here, let me show you. We're out here in the mountains, the Canadian Rockies, filming some landscape footage, and I wanted to show you how I brew coffee on the road. So let's go back inside and I'll show you my setup. There are lots of great ways to brew coffee whenever you're traveling, and I brought two. I brought the Aeropress and the Pakt Coffee Kit. Now, I usually just bring the Aeropress when I travel because it's frankly the most versatile coffee brewer that's ever existed, but that's because we're usually on the move when I have to boil water at the top of a mountain or something. For this trip, we're just in this Airbnb, so I brought the Pakt Coffee Kit because it comes with this sleek kettle. Because frankly, no one has ever enjoyed making coffee with these kettles that you find at your Airbnb. So that's what I love about this Pakt Coffee Kit, is it's a pour-over brewer, which you know is my favorite, but it also has this awesome kettle, which looks kind of cool, but also pours really nicely. So let's go ahead and make some coffee. When I'm on the road, I love feeling like I'm at home as much as possible, especially when it comes to brewing coffee. So I bring along a little scale, I bring along my coffee from home. Can't quite fit my grinder in my bag, so I bring the Porlex Mini. But the Pakt is this cone-shaped dripper that's kind of like the same shape as a V6001. Now it comes with a reusable metal filter, but I like to use paper filters, so I brought some along with me. I'm gonna go ahead and grind this coffee by hand. And as I do, why don't you go ahead and let me know in the comments, when you travel, what do you take? What's your coffee setup when you travel? Or do you don't bring any of this stuff at all? Do you just buy coffee at shops? Let me know in the comments.
One eternity later.
Because this dripper is smaller than the classic V6002, I have to shrink my dose a little bit too. So instead of doing about 20 grams, this is 15 grams of coffee. And at a 1:16 ratio, I'm gonna use 240 grams of water. I've got a pre-rinsed filter here. And we bloom. I like to use 3 times as much water as the mass of coffee as I have. In this case, that's 45 grams. Give it a swirl to make sure the bed gets as saturated, as evenly, and as quickly as possible. Don't worry about over extraction here, and this is true for just about any brew method. Any agitation you can do during the bloom is not going to contribute to overall over extraction of the cup. And at about 30 or 40 seconds, I'm gonna finish this with just one single pour. Now you'll notice probably that it gets very close to the top of the dripper, and that's one thing about this dripper is you can't really brew much of a bigger dose in this without doing multiple pours. This kettle is insulated really well, so it feels warm at best to the touch. And you can see that the flow rate is actually really nice. This kettle is a real joy to pour with. And that's it. Normally, if I was at home, I would give this dripper one more swirl to kind of settle the bed. But because I'm using this rather cheap Porlex Mini that generates a lot of fines, I'm not going to do that because that would increase my risk for clogging. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing, let it drip. You'll notice I'm not even timing this brew because frankly, it doesn't really matter too much. I've dialed my grind in by taste, one bloom and one pour. And so to me, it doesn't matter how long it takes to brew. And that's it. Oh, that's delicious. I'm out here in the mountains for a few more days, but wherever you are, friends, I hope you're safe. I hope you're well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until we talk again, keep brewing better coffee.